Hi, my name is Ashley Erb, and I'm the Makerspace teacher at Ray Farms. And tonight I'm going to be talking to you about a STEAM challenge just to get us kicked off having some fun together. And then I'll also introduce some information about problem-based learning. So tonight you're going to get to be a little bit of a scientist. So if you want to get jazzed up in your science gear, you can do that with me. If you want to come back to this portion of the video later, that's totally fine too. Skip to PBL, or you can just save this for another time, whatever works for you and your family. All right, if you are choosing to do the experiment with us now, the things that you will need are some M&Ms, a bowl of some kind, and some room temperature water. And our experiment today is brought to us by the Smithsonian 10-Minute Science Experiment book. All right, let's go ahead and dive into our experiment. So first, to get us started with our experiment, you're going to take some of your M&Ms and you're going to place a few of your M&Ms into the bowl with the M side up. So that's the most important part of this, putting them M size up and kind of spacing them out around the bottom of the bowl. Okay, so spacing them out as you can see in the picture and putting your M&Ms in the bowl. It doesn't have to be a glass bowl, by the way. Any kind of bowl will work. All right. The next step of our experiment is we're going to pour that room temperature water evenly over the M&Ms. But before we do that, we're scientists, so we want to make a prediction. So I want you to pause and I want you to predict, what do you think will happen to the M&Ms when we pour the water over them? Stop and think. Good. All right, let's see if that prediction comes true. Go ahead and take your room temperature water and pour it into your bowl. Very good. Now is the waiting time. So we are going to wait and come back and observe what happens to our M&Ms. Well, you can be observing actively as it's happening, taking notes, seeing if your prediction's coming true. This is your fun, family-friendly STEAM challenge activity. So you're going to leave those M&Ms to the side and watch them as they go. And I'm going to jump into explaining a little bit about problem-based learning while we're waiting for our M&Ms to dissolve and see what happens. Here we go. So PBL, that might be a 3-letter word that you've heard thrown around a little bit. So basically what that stands for is problem-based learning. And we're going to go over a little bit about why to do problem-based learning, what is problem-based learning, and how to do problem-based learning and what we're doing with it here at Ray Farms. So last year we got kicked off with doing a little bit of problem-based learning, and one of our best problem-based learning units happened with our 3rd grade students. And if you remember, that unit was all based around their water around the world, and they worked in all of their special areas and in their classroom to develop this end product of a well walk. And we did a whole school fundraiser where we actually raised money to sponsor a well in Africa. And specifically, we have a book now to commemorate that experience. We were able to sponsor a well for a whole school. And if you come to Ray Farms in our office, we have this book where you can look at the GPS coordinates of where our well is located, what it says on the plaque. This is a real thing that our students got to do from doing problem-based learning. So let's dig into what exactly they were doing. All right, why do PBL? So through academically rigorous projects, students acquire deep content knowledge while also mastering 21st century skills, knowing how to think critically, analyze information for reliability, collaborate with diverse colleagues, and solve problems creatively. We're preparing our students for the future by doing problem-based learning. That's why it's so important. So, what is it? Basically, it is instruction driven by a challenging problem or question. So in your students' classes, they are being posed with a challenging problem or question that they need to address, just like last year with the water problem. How can we help people around the world with a water crisis? So how can we feel connected to each other globally and also help to serve? That was a loose version of their question. You're going to maintain sustained inquiry throughout the project or product or unit. There's authenticity to the product work. So it's real, it's driven by real life experiences, and it's true to student voice and choice. That's a very important piece, is that students get some choice, which increases their engagement in doing the work. There's reflection, critique and revision. And then in the end, there's some type of public product that's being displayed. and that can be in a variety of ways. How do we do problem-based learning? We design and plan. So your teachers, myself, administrators, facilitators, we are designing and planning these units in detail. We're aligning them to standards. We're building culture in our school that, promotes this collaboration, this working with each other, thinking creatively, being innovative. Managing activities, scaffolding student learning, assessing student learning. So there is still rubrics, assessment, informal assessments, engaging and coaching throughout. What are we going to be doing this with at Ray Farms? We will be using students' language arts or EL units as a launching point for our PBL units. So you can see these are the topics for each quarter for the grade levels, kindergarten through fifth grade. And right now, students are working on these quarter one problems. We're just getting them started. So we will have end products around November, and teachers will be sharing pictures and videos and evidence of student work of this happening as we reach that end date. So we are very excited to be launching these around these topics, and we hope to produce more authentic student learning similar to our water project, solving problems with sustained inquiry around our problem-based learning. All right. And lastly, let's get back to those M&Ms. What did you observe and why do you think it happened? Well, I've got my M&Ms here, and what I observe happening is that the M is separated. I did not know that was going to happen. So cool. So the M has separated, and if you want to know the science behind it, I've got a description here talking about how some parts of the M&Ms are water soluble while other parts aren't. And it takes a short time of soaking in the water. You begin to see the colored dyes from the M&Ms dissolve and mix together in the bowl. This lets you know the dyes are water soluble. However, the translucent shell and white M are not water soluble. That's why after 10 to 20 minutes, you witness this hard shell and M float in the water without breaking apart. And a fun history fact on the side, the M's were not actually on the M&Ms until the 1950s. So that's pretty cool. I hope you enjoyed our fun science experiment and learning about PBL. If you have additional questions about PBL and want to learn more, you can contact me. Again, my name is Ashley Erb, and I'm the Makerspace teacher here at Ray Farms. I'd be happy to answer your questions. All right, you all take care and enjoy the experiment. Bye.